the revenge against the military, but it's also the most protected. It's the terrorist stuff they have to watch out and soft targets, if that makes sense. But that's, again, it was one of those preliminary, or there were possibilities of, these drone attacks. I think that always was there, but it was definitely inflamed by BBC, and it made it look like there were specific locations and targeting, and that was what was not the case. So again, the reality of it, the situations that are in front of us, but at the same time, again, not anything. It does take much to get momentum moving.
Here's the thing, we're talking with Major Glenn Ignazio, retired Air Force Special Ops Commander and national security expert. My concern is this, and it may be, there was a story yesterday that Iran, we had intercepted some strange communications that might have been, some kind of like, hey, terror cells, do your thing. But really, the reality is we have a lot of people in America that have been funded by Iran, and suddenly that funding source is gone now. So my concern is, are there people in America that have been plotting something with tacit or even implicit support from Iran? But now that the spigot gets cut off, do they go, hey, let's just do this because it's now or never, because we won't get funded in the future. Iran's off the table now, effectively, from that standpoint. So could that alone, not even a specific situation, but just rather...
I hate this radio station.
Do this now. Is that a concern?
That's just a great
A lot of bullshit.
To say that doesn't exist or would completely argue, I guess, no, it does exist, and that's a possibility. And there's twofold. First of all, like you said, it could be just a key word that is always a trigger for a to do something. That's the way they would operate. Somebody would just say, okay, it's some weird phrase, and that is their message to go and do something. Again, I think that from a temporal perspective, which is, a timing perspective, as everybody's looking at this attack from Iran, President Trump, all this stuff, and again, I mean, political. These individuals in the country have been here for a while. Again, open borders 4 years and the politics stuff. These people have been here for a long time. It's not like they just parachuted in the last couple of days or even the last couple of weeks. So anything that has been crafted, created, designed, we have the whole design phase, preparation phase, execution phase. It's how these terrorists work. They have been here for a while. So if there's going to be a particular thing that is going to set them off, again, yes, there could be keywords. The same thing about the training and everything, or the funding being cut off. Sure, that is probable, but in all honesty, they would be looking at some kind of event, the standard operating procedure. Either hear this phrase, or if Iran is attacked, you will do X. That's the way that I would see it. The other thing is they take a lot of their communication and direction from the ROGC. They're not very, motivated to take their own action. They're always looking for that guidance. With the IRGC communications being under control, being destroyed pretty well, that's actually helping us. But honestly, I would never say no, nothing, ignore it. This is the point where people need to stop walking around looking at the damn phones and keep their head on the swivel. And like I said, it's 80 degrees outside and somebody's wearing a winter coat. You may want to
or maybe a big overloaded backpack as well. Talking to Major Glenn Ignazio, retired Air Force Special Ops Commander and national security expert. What do you make of this issue, Glenn, about the new quote-unquote supreme leader, which seems to be the worst bleeping job in the world? Because you got multiple targets on you. We've not seen him on
This guy on the radio is like awful. He doesn't know what's going on. He's an old dude. It's like he doesn't watch any of the separate news.
Or functional, and all these, you mentioned all these different factions calling the shots. So what do you think's going on with that?
You're absolutely right. I mean, so I think it was, all these tropes from the news network and everything going on, because CNN posted the 4-minute continuous statement, which is a lot of propaganda from Khomeini. And the thing is, he was reported to be wounded in a fire strike. Again, you could do this on your phone, report it, put it out there, so you're not being tracked. That, hey, I am alive. That's a big, significant thing to show to people. Because people are not going to believe it unless so. But, I mean, it has got to be the worst job to sort of like hit a stopwatch of what your lifespan's going to be, because it's like, oh, your dad's gone, the third one that was supposed to vote for me, or crap, I'm on it. Hey, what's my timeline? So, I mean,
sometimes I think this guy on DJ on radio is just a propagandist. Sometimes it just drives me to think that way. because he just inflames the whole issue without even thinking about it. He just says, "Oh, they're so evil," and that Israel is something like.
What is your suggestion to people for with regards to preparation? Obviously, this could be a form of asymmetrical warfare, which means we're on the front lines now. What is your advice to people to be prepared?
I think it's the same thing as like it's the awareness to it. I mean, it's always been those three sections. Three sections. Something happens. It's like, yeah, run, hide, hold up, or fight. Those are the three. Otherwise, you just pray. So, I mean, again, the biggest thing for me, like if you're talking about terrorists, a terrorist organization, the terrorist organizations are going to be looking for light targets. Okay, so that's what I mean about. Hey, notice something that's weird in a mall or whatever. Okay, but again, live your life. I mean, don't be fearful that you're going to die or something. You have to live your life, right? So get away from that. But if you see something, say something. I think that's the biggest thing. The same thing as what's your action? Run, hide, fight.